Um, so this interview is for Fuckin' Whatever, obviously your band with Ben. And so I was wondering, I know you guys started maybe 5 years ago or so on Taste of Chaos, but I'm wondering if you could just maybe get some context on sort of how the ideal kind of initially came together.
Like, I feel like that's a philosophical question. Like, when did the band really start?
It is. Well, on Taste of Chaos, it was definitely not a band. It was sort of a group, like a gathering.
Collective.
A collective, yeah, of like-minded people after the shows. So you could say it was starting then, but it was not anything like what it is now, you know?
Yeah, I remember like after or like on some of the text exchanges we had in that group chat, there was like after like the first couple songs were, or like after like the first 2 songs were done, like I remember sending a text out to everybody like, guys, are we a band?
Yeah.
And the answer was yes.
I thought we were a band 5 years ago, backstage at Taste of Chaos, when we started doing all this stuff. I had it in my, because I always wanted like Adam or John or any of their bands to ever be like, hey, you want to sing on a song? So like to play with them and get to jam with them, to me, I was like, can we record this with my phone? Can I take pictures and show everybody that this is happening? I just want to be in a band with you so bad. So I feel like I've kind of been pushing it because I just been wanting it, you know, for a long time. But to me, the second somebody started recording us doing it and like all of us were around each other, the conception started.
Yeah.
So did you all sort of know, obviously your bands existed way longer than 5 years ago. I mean, 15, 20 years. I mean, did you know each other before that too? I imagine you played a lot of festivals together, or was that sort of where you kind of met?
We like hung out, I feel like, and partied sometimes, but we never really like got into the nitty gritty of anything. Like I played with Straylay and I played with Taking Back Sunday, and we did shit together all the time. But I don't think we really hung out, like got to know. I remember one time at the Knitting Factory when all these people were going out. We played something for Galley or something, and we were all playing together. Or Adam was just there, and we were all going out to party afterwards. And there was groups splitting up, and Adam had sunglasses on inside. He was smoking a cigarette, and he turned to me and he was like, "Hey, I just want you to know that guy's gonna tell you anything you want to hear. That's not a good." He laid some advice on me about like who I spend my time with, and I was like, "God damn, I never forgot that."
I guess like fast forward to, I don't know, 15 years later, there's a global pandemic. You guys are friends. I mean, how did the actual writing come together? Like who started I mean, how did the idea to come about not using instruments? How did the music actually start coming together?
Anthony texted me asking about some of the phone recordings that we had made on the tour. And then we started talking about maybe releasing those just for fun. And then we were listening to them, and they're really cool to listen to, but you know, they're recorded, it's on a phone, and some of them are like 10 minutes long and all over the place. There'll be these like 2 minutes that are like amazing, and then like another 2 minutes that are very difficult to listen to. And so it kind of was like, well, I don't know, we could just put them out and that could be fun, because it wouldn't really matter what people thought of them. But then one of us said, well, like, why don't we maybe just like try to record something for real instead of releasing.
It was you.
Was it? Okay. So like, I felt like if we were going to do something new, we should just do it in a similar style to what we did backstage, which was always everybody just kind of singing like oohs and ahs or like a chant with their voice. So like I laid down this harmonized kind of ooh part and then send it to Ben and Anthony. And then Ben did the same kind of thing he had done backstage, which was just sort of playing rhythm parts on whatever was around. And then Anthony laid down lyrics and melodies, and then we sent it to Adam, and it just kept going from there.
Once everybody had like added their thing to it, John would go in and do a little bit of arranging, and that's how, I mean, that's what people are hearing now.
I feel like John's the Brian Wilson of the group. You know what I mean?
He does have a sandbox in his living room.
It's a litter box.
Yeah, I do have that.
Giant litter box.
But he sticks his feet in there from time to time.
I mean, I do find the music to be, especially like songs like Trash and stuff, to be very kind of meditative almost, like hypnotic. I mean, was that kind of what you're going for? Is that just sort of how it turned out? I mean, it's very different from the music you've all kind of created together in your bands.
I feel like it's all accident. I don't feel like any of us ever tried to do anything with it. It just happened the way it was.
Yeah, there was, I remember like going into the garage and like listening and then thinking about like what I could add to and just like trying, like kind of like close my eyes and like trying to go back to some of the places, like those rooms, you know, that we were in, to where when we were together, to where we had done it before, and then just try to like go back to that place in my mind. And then which ended up being just like this real kind of like cathartic thing for me, because it was like this grand, like real natural escape from everything else that was happening, you know, because like we're like stuck at home and we have a lot of time kind of on our hands, so we're just checking the news all the time and just getting really lost in that, and the world was feeling really heavy. So then like working on that stuff, it helped to like feel like take a load off, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious, like, does this project, the Fuckin' Whatever project, kind of remind you of like the early days of being in bands? Obviously it was a long time ago for all of you, when kind of creating thing and not having those kind of any kind of expectations.
Yeah,
I think so. You
yeah,
know, like,
in like a really great way. Sorry, John.
yeah, I mean, I think because all of us have been doing this so long, and like our bands are established, and like we're fortunate enough that we have a fan base who is familiar with us and excited when we're working on something new, that though then that also comes with a lot of expectations every time you're working on something new. And so at least, like, I think for all of us to just sit down and work on something that had no expectations, nothing at stake, like really, like literally, if everybody who heard this hated it, it wouldn't matter at all, you know.
To me, this doesn't feel like anything I've ever done before. It feels like something, like a culmination of something that I've been working toward, like the ability to have a band like this, to flow with people like this, is not something I can compare to any other time I have in my life. I don't know if I could have had the mind frame to work with people and to accept things and to allow myself to flow like I could have back in the day.
Yeah.
I would have quit the band already.
I was curious, like, who is kind of behind like the whole kind of more tie-dye kind of psychedelic kind of aesthetic? I mean, obviously the name kind of lends itself to that as well, but like, who came up with kind of that kind of vision?
It's a group thing, probably.
Yeah, like I remember having like through the like, because the name, well, like when they added me to the text chain, the name of the text chain, because you know how you can name your text chain, and then was Fuckin' Whatever, and then so that's kind of how the band name came about. And like then it was just from texting back and forth, and then it just kind of snowballed to like what we have now. Oh, there was no, because John, what did you call it? It's
hippie,
high quality hippie bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys,
Which we were gonna make a shirt that said that.
Look at the cows.
Oh, nice.
Moo cows.
There's an artist in Philly named Circa 78. No relation to any of the band stuff, but I think her name's Rachel, and she's the shit. She's so talented, and she made the cover. And I've made some stuff with her before, but I think the psychedelic aspect of the band kind of just evolved like anything.
Man, my buddy Chip sent me a text today, and he's like, man, really loving this Fuckin' Whatever stuff. It's like real, like it's like some modern tribal thing. And then I was like, modern tribal, nice.
Yeah.
So so when people ask what kind of band we are, that's one of the things I'm gonna tell
Modern tribal.
them. Yeah, we just made a new genre.
I love that people call us psych pop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm into
yeah.
that.
First time
Yeah, it's
anybody's
pretty
ever
cool.
called my band anything where I'm like, sick.
Cool, yeah.
Same.
That's better than like progressive emo or whatever I'm sure you've been
Yeah.
called.
Oh my God, yeah, so much better.
I mean, do you guys sort of view this project? Obviously, it kind of came out of the pandemic. The pandemic hopefully will end at some point. You'll be able to tour with Circa and TBS. I mean, is this something you'd like to sort of keep going? What are your kind of thoughts on it as far as like the longevity or the future?
I want to only do this.
I picture if we were like, I think that it would be an amazing thing to be able to do this live for folks. And then I just have in my head, like I picture more of like a theater production, like
Yeah.
like Talking Heads come to mind, and
Yeah.
or like David Byrne or something, and like, because I think that with everyone, or just because everyone has such a vast creative mind that I think we could really make something special.
There's no reason why every expression of this band can't just be like purely fucking dripping with cool art shit.
Yeah, I definitely picture a show being more like performance art than, you know, like a typical concert. And it's really just going to be about finding like the time and places to do it as we're moving forward back in real life, you know?
Yeah, that's great. Well, yeah. Is there anything else kind of about the band that you would like people to sort of know? Like, I feel like, because I think it's one of those things where people seem to be really responding to it, but I think, you know, it's sort of like, is this a one-off? Is this a side project? I mean, obviously you can't know that. But is there anything you'd like to sort of say to people about the project, maybe?
We do have there's more songs than what will be released that are already kind of floating out in the ether. And then like our plan is to hopefully, you know, as the world just kind of like finds its sea legs, we can start to get together to hopefully do a full length.
Yeah, do
Because
something in real life.
And hopefully I'll get in the same room, because there's, you know, as much as and like as happy as we are with sharing it with the world, I also just think that I just know for me, for selfish reasons, like it's been one of the more empowering projects that I've ever been involved in, and so I don't have any plan of wanting to stop doing it. This is the real deal for me, and it's just kind of like a cool new drug, you know, like you just want to try it again.
It's a great way to put it.
Love that.
Well, right on. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that should be great for me. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for doing this. I think.
Dude, thanks for paying attention to the band, and I'm sorry that I've been so fucking busy, whatever.
That's okay. I know you have like a lot of kids. I don't know how many now at this point.
I can't remember how many there are now, but
Right on.